Greetings everyone and welcome to a brand new episode of All Things Lambda, the Half-Life community show that is just as informative as it is entertaining. And everybody loves to be entertained, right? And everybody loves getting to know more Half-Life community news. As you can probably tell, I'm in a new location right now, and that is because I have moved, which is why there were no episodes the last 2 weeks. But I'm back now and I got Half-Life community news for you. Now before I get really started here, I just want to say that a lot has happened these past 2 weeks and I can't possibly include everything in this one video. So I will include the most important stuff in this video, or the stuff that I think is the most interesting. And if your favorite mod or favorite news item is not included in this video, please understand that the video would just be way too long if we include everything, and well, unfortunately I just don't have time to make a 20-minute long video. I wish I did, but I don't. Anyway, let's get started.
LambdaGeneration.
It was 14 years ago that Valve graced the gaming community at large with what some has called the gold standard for bundled games. I am of course referring to the Orange Box, which contained the previously released Half-Life 2 on its first episode, but it also premiered to the world Half-Life 2 Episode 2, Team Fortress 2, and the one-of-a-kind Portal. Sadly, it did not contain any oranges, but Satsumas are better anyway. The bundle was received with critical acclaim and was showered in awards from multiple sources, including the BAFTA Game Awards and even Time magazine. It also gave console players their first taste of what the Source engine could do. I mean, there was the original Xbox port of Half-Life 2, but we don't talk about that. The bundle left fans on the edge of their seats with its abrupt cliffhanger to the Half-Life series that only recently was elaborated on. But it also made the world think with portals. Portal was especially received with critical acclaim for its unique portal-trotting puzzles and Ellen McLean's excellent performance of everyone's favorite genetic lifeform and disk operating system, aka GLaDOS. Portal's impact on the industry at large would be felt for years after its release, persisting to this day. What also persists to this day is Team Fortress 2, the class-based multiplayer FPS that had been in development hell for years until finally releasing and becoming one of the most played online shooters ever. I'm sure we can all agree that it was worth the wait. If you're looking for something to do, then why not boot up one of these Orange Box classics and commemorate the best things since sliced oranges, even though Satsumas are still way better. There is a link to the bundle in the description below. I mean, if you watch this then you'll probably already have it, but just in case, we got you covered. One of the mod projects that had an absolute field day posting all kinds of updates over on Twitter was Jane Trace's Signal Lost, a total reimagining of Half-Life Uplink. And those updates weren't just shared over on Twitter, but also on the mod's brand spanking new ModDB page. This is where you're going to be able to download the mod once it's ready next Tuesday, and it looks really great. It has its own nice background, a huge banner image containing all the information you need about the mod, and we can't of course forget all the media that has been posted to the page, some of which we already covered before. What we most certainly didn't cover yet was the new Signal Lost teaser that was released alongside the ModDB page. This new teaser shows off some of the mod's areas and even has some of the mod's music underlining it all. It's a great little piece of media. Another great little piece of media is the video that Escalation made on Signal Lost, which has a lot of exclusive gameplay in it from Escalation actually playing the mod. Seriously, the video Escalation made on Signal Lost is probably the best look we've had so far on the mod, and it really tells you all you need to know about it. Go and watch it. I left a link in the description below for the video. You may be surprised whose sexy voice you'll hear in that video alongside Escalation's hot voice. Apart from all that, there is much more media to be consumed from Signal Lost over on Jane Thrace's Twitter page. She's been posting a lot of screenshots and work-in-progress stuff over on there, and it's definitely worth a look if you are a fan of her stuff. There's even more Starlight gameplay, which is another mod Jane is working on that will be fully picked back up again once Signal Lost is completed. I left a link to Jane Thrace, her Twitter page in the description, as well as a link to the official ModDB page, and I of course left a link to Escalation's video on Signal Lost down there as well. Man, I can't wait for this mod. Signal Lost isn't the only mod with a major update trickling down its sleeve. Raising the Bar Redux has posted one 2 weeks ago as well, and right after that week's All Things Lambda no less. This new media update is called the September 2021 update and contains a bottom load of content, so let's go through some of it, shall we? We start the update off with a remake of the traditional airboat we all know and love called the Flatboat. In the previous media update, they showed us all an updated airboat model already, but they weren't quite happy with it. So they came up with this new and improved model that feels more in place with the revised version of the canal section that they created. I think it looks pretty awesome. We also got a bunch of map screenshots here from the Quarry Town, Facility and Outer Canals levels, showing off their detail and design very well. We also get another look at Maxwell's lab, which has received some more visual upgrades since the last time we saw it. Some other models besides the Flatboat are also shown off here, like the Zen Tree. Oh, I love those things! We also got a half-dismantled HEV suit, a Zen Stump, a Zen Creeper, and some Combine generators to look at. Oh, and we get to take a look at Grigori and the console's heads. Look at them shine. Oh, and I have saved the best for last. T-Bot. Just look at this model. The article states that this might be one of the most outstanding models in the mod, and I have to agree with that. Just look at what they did to Dog, it's insane. The model was very inspired by Travis Brady's original work. Travis Brady used to work on Half-Life 2 as a creature designer in the early development years. And hey, T-Bot is actually going to speak too, apparently. Oh my god, I have to hear T-Bot speak. Oh, hey. Raising the bar, folks. If you need a voice actor still for T-Bot, I can probably make some free time in my schedule. Call me. Okay, anyway, if you want to see everything in this update, then I highly recommend you to check it out over on ModDB. There is some stuff that I skipped over here. There is a link in the description. Hey, want to play Half-Life Alyx but you don't own a VR headset? Well, the Half-Life Alyx No VR mod has got you covered, and it has a new update too, and oh boy, is Half-Life Alyx Sans VR starting to look pretty decent. Somst, the developer of this Half-Life Alyx mod, has uploaded an almost 40-minute gameplay video showing off the beginning of Half-Life Alyx entirely played without VR and in regular first-person mode. According to the video description, the new updated version includes things such as improved collision, UI improvements, a working in-game menu, and the pens that you can find throughout the game can now actually be used to write stuff in first-person mode. Now, there still is no playable build around, unfortunately, not even on Som's their Patreon page. The mod just isn't ready yet. But once it will be, you bet I'm going to try it out. I'm mighty curious to play the game this way. Of course, playing the game in VR is still going to be the best way to experience the game, I always stand by that, but this mod gives people who can't play VR games at least an option to somewhat experience Half-Life Alyx. If you want to see this gameplay video for yourself, then check the description below for a link. A link to Som's Patreon page can be found in that video's description as well. If a build of the mod is going to come out anytime soon, it'll probably be posted on there first. Everyone's favorite Half-Life and retro FPS scientist Marphy Black has released an overview video on the Race X Good Boys from Half-Life Opposing Force, the Pit Drones. The overview covers many aspects of their AI from the game, like how their darts work and why some pit drones have less than others. It also reveals their true feelings towards headcrabs and bull squids. They seem to have some drama together. Also played in the video are some pre-release sounds. They kinda sound like stock sounds of like baby elephants on helium or something. Or maybe they're deer sounds slightly modified. Strange. The video also reveals the pit drone's owners. Always ask the owners if you can pet their animal. There is also one removed pre-release detail that brings a few interesting lore questions to your noggin, but you have to watch the video to find out. As usual, there is a link in the description if you want to check out this video for yourself. I would highly recommend you do. Marphy is truly an expert in their field. Talking about being an expert, you know what we're experts on? our social media pages, but specifically our social media pages. I'm sorry, McDonald's, but you're going to have to find other social media experts. Our Twitter and Facebook are linked down below in the description, as well as an invite link to our Discord server. Come and join us! You can also join us even more by signing up to our very own community platform. There is loads of Half-Life content on there and loads more get uploaded to it every single day. So it's definitely worth signing up if you're a really big Half-Life fan. Are you interested in me? Thanks. If you want to see more of me, then go ahead and check out my Twitter and my YouTube. They're both linked down below in the description. I posted a bunch of moving pictures over on Twitter, so if you want to see how my move actually went, then go ahead and check out my Twitter if you're really interested in that. You can also see a little bit more of my place on there, so I highly recommend you check it out. And with all that being said, I'm going to end episode 160 of All Things Lambda. No, don't be sad though, because we'll be back next week with another episode. But in the meantime, don't forget to subscribe and to ring that bell icon so you'll never miss another episode. Salutations, and take care.